Hey guys, it's Doreen from Door Design. Welcome to Three Gal Thursday. It's beautiful in Missouri. It's the first week of fall. It's my favorite season, so I'm ready to do some new designs. And today, believe it or not, I'm not going to be doing a grapevine wreath. I know I typically do wreaths, but it's kind of an open weekend that we decided to do. So I decided to do a lantern, and the lantern I'm going to do is a design that I think I'm going to use on one of my tables, either my dining room table or my kitchen table, as part of my centerpiece. Kind of what I want to do is, here are the placemats I'm going to use, Trick or Treat. They're in the gray with the bat and the spider webs and things like that. And then it's got some little napkins I'm going to use with the spider webs with the spiders and thing on it. And then I've got this hat that I'm actually going to add some more stuff to it, but I think this is going to kind of go in the center. I got to help little spider here. He's kind of been through a little, his legs are looking kind of funky. But anyway, I'm going to add to this, and I think this is going to kind of be my whole design, like I said, for my centerpiece, either on my kitchen table or my dining room table. So what I'm going to do today, let me set this down. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to use one of my big lanterns. Let me scoot this down just a little bit. I'm going to do one of my lanterns, and I'm going to do a bow with some different kinds of Halloween stuff coming out. Like I think I want these ghosts to kind of come out from the top of my bow to kind of tie in with my placemats and stuff. And then I've got, I'm going to set that over here. And then I've got all kinds of different picks that are black. Maybe we throw in some purple. We've got a black flower or two. So not sure yet actually all what I'm going to put on the top of it. And then for my ribbons, all I did was just kind of went and pulled different ribbons that are going to have some black, orange and stuff in it. So this one's really cute. It says Happy Halloween, and it's got the bats and stuff in it. And then I've got some black and white stripe with a little bit of purple. And then we're going to throw in a few little cobwebs, some more purple and black and gold, or orange, not gold. And then I thought this was kind of cute too with the little spiders. So we're going to kind of play around with it. And I'm going to show you how quick you can kind of decorate your lamps and stuff for the different seasons. A lot of people that do them will actually put some foam gap on here, let it dry, and then just kind of stick their picks in like that. You can also glue on some styrofoam if you want to do that. I typically don't, because I like to use my lanterns for all my different seasons. So when I look for a lantern, most of my lanterns are going to have some kind of a top that I can tie my bows and or my picks and things like that to it. So I'm going to design it to where I put all my picks together. I'm going to zip tie them, like, you know, I always use my zip ties. And then we're going to kind of make the bow and then attach it. And then I'll fill in, like I said, with the ghosts. I might hot glue those into my ribbon and or my picks and stuff. So that way when Halloween's over, all I gotta do is take my bow off and it's back ready to go for Christmas. So let's get started and kind of start having some fun with this Halloween lantern. Okay, typically what I do first, I kind of play around with my picks and look what I have to see what I want to put in there. So like I have one like this. This is really cute. I actually think I have two like this, but and then I have some of these, and see how they're a little bit different, but they all kind of tie in. So we're going to take two of these. First of all, I need to take my tags off. I typically have that done before I do my video, but I forgot. Let me get my scissors. I try to have everything prepped and ready to go before I start the video. That way you don't have to hear me crunching and moving and banging things on my table. Hope you guys are all having a great Thursday. Okay, so here's our two picks. So let's just kind of spread these out a little bit. So I think what I'm going to do for this one, let me move this over just a little bit. I think what I'm going to do for this one, I'm going to do my bow and everything kind of at an angle going up and down. And I think I'll probably do it a little ways over in here. Sometimes I'll take it, although that would be awfully cute too. Sometimes I'll take them and do them around the sides and kind of bend it down. But I think for this one, I think I'm going to do it kind of up and down here. So first of all, since these have such long sticks on them, we're going to cut those off. So let me get my stem cutter. I'm going to leave them long enough though that I can zip tie them together. Okay, so we're going to do it right about like that. So here in the middle, this is where my bow is going to go. So let's do that. I'm going to put a little black short one. This is another stem, but I'm going to take the candy corn off because the candy corn's not really fitting my theme that I want. So let's just cut those off real quick. I won't throw those little candy corns away. I'll save them because I can use them in another design. So let me get that off there. And then I'm going to put this one upside down. So we'll kind of spread this out. Okay, now we want to get a little color in there. So let's take a little bit of the other color. Hang on real quick, I got to get a second pick real fast. I thought I had two, but I only grabbed one. And I'm trying to get all my different colors on my picks that I have in my ribbon. So that's why you're seeing the orange, and then I'm bringing in this bright fuchsia purple because it matches out with my ribbons. And lanterns are a fun, easy, quick way to change out decorations in your house. Because I'm going to put a candle in the middle, and then I might put some little skulls or maybe some little bats in it. And like I said, typically I don't decorate my house as much for Halloween now that my kids are grown. I do more fall, and I typically just keep my fall up, but Christian is going to be 5 and Nolan just turned 2, and they're not understanding why Nana doesn't have a lot of Halloween stuff up. So I am going to be doing a little bit of Halloween. Okay, let's kind of see how that looks. See how nice and big and bright that's going to look when we get our ribbons going? So we got some little pumpkins. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and zip tie this. And the zip ties won't show once I get my bow and ribbon on. And I'm going to zip tie it in 2 places because I don't want any of my stuff to fall out. And I'm just using black zip ties. And some of this ribbon, I have my holiday boxes, ribbon boxes out on my site now. So I'm doing one for Halloween, and some of these ribbons you'll see will be in the boxes. And what my boxes are, I have in 5 ribbon selections. Each ribbon is 2 yards long, And you could get 1.5 ribbons, 2.5 ribbons, 4 ribbons, just to kind of a variety. And this way you'll have enough ribbons to do bows for lanterns. You could use them in your swags. You can accent them in a wreath. Okay, I want to do it. Nope, I'm going to do it this way. I might trim a little bit of these off in front in case it's just a little bit too long. And I want these all to really be poking out in all different directions to kind of make it look more spooky and stuff. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to do the bow. And then we're going to attach it to the lantern. So let's do the bow, and then we're going to add some more stuff to our pics. The fun thing about designing bows with Halloween, you really can't mess up because they all go together. They all have pretty much black, purple, orange. Okay, I'm going to start with my 4-inch, and since this has Happy Halloween, I'm just going to do 2 different loops, and I'm going to keep my tails pretty long because I want to do some of this in with my pics and stuff. So let's take this, and we're just going to kind of do a funky bow here. Whoops, these are not my cutting scissors. Here they are. Whoops. Okay, you'll notice that I cut the back of my loop pretty short. The reason why I do that is because since this has lettering, I don't want to twist it and bring it down because I don't want it to be Happy Halloween upside down. I have a thing about that when I see people doing bows, they're beautiful bows, and you'll see one side where the scarecrow or the witches or whatever, or the wording is correct on one tail, but on the other tail it's upside down. So I typically will do 2 separate loops, so that way I've got Happy Halloween going the correct way each time. You don't have to do that, but it's just something with my bow making. I just like to have it go in the right direction. Okay, now the next one, let's go with, let's put a few, no, let's do the spiders on top. We're gonna do some black and white. And this bow is just going to be very simple, very fun, very whimsical. So let's just do, so once again, I just kind of bring down my tail, make my loop. Now I could have went ahead and made 4 loops, but I want lots of little tails coming down, so I'm doing just some separate loops. These loops are not all the same size. I'm not being near as precise as what I typically do. And I made these tails a little bit longer because I want some different fullness going down the side of the lantern. So let's do a little cobweb. I don't have a whole lot of this left, but we'll see how much we have left. Just do your loops, pinch it and gather it. think I have just enough of this left to do this bow. And this was the ribbon that I really wanted because this is what kind of matches my placemats and my napkins. And once I get my table setting done, I'll send out a picture so you can see how the next, we're going to do the sparkly with all the colors together. The other thing you can do when you're doing these bows, and I'll show you, you can actually do it to where you reverse, and maybe we'll reverse this and put a few loops. Reverse it and put your loops at the bottom and at the top. And I want to put a few spiders in it. And what's fun about these bows, you can make them as big or as small as you want. Like I said, this one I'm just making kind of a whimsical, fun little bow. Actually a big bow. And this one I'm going to take my end and put it at the top and do my loop at the bottom. And I'll fluff it again when I get it on here, but I just want to kind of see if I want to add any more anywhere else. And see how cute that is? And all I've done is I just hold it and gather it in the middle, and I can maneuver these, move them any way I want. You notice I didn't measure, and you can't tell that some loops are longer than the others because it's just kind of a whimsical, I think Julie Samako calls them funky bows. I think this is kind of her bow. She started a long time ago on doing it this way. At least that's kind of where I learned it from. Okay, I'm going to zip tie this. Okay, look how cute that looks. With all the different colors we're going to add to it. But I'm going to tie that together, and then I'm going to attach that to the top of my lantern. So let me just kind of get that. Let me cut a little bit of my ribbon here. Right here in front of me. I'm going to go ahead and tie my orange ribbon around the center of my bow. Usually what I do is I will do an accent color, but the ribbon I'm using, all of these really don't work really well for tying a tight knot up here. So this one does, so I'm going to go ahead and stick with my spider. Actually, I'm going to zip tie that first, then I'm going to tie it. I'm going to zip tie all this together because it's kind of thick. Like I say, zip ties are your best friends when crafting. Okay. So it's not the prettiest underneath, but no one's going to see that. Now we'll attach it to our lantern. I'm weaving the back of my ribbon through the top of my lantern, so that way when I have it tied, it won't slide off the top. I am if I can grab it. I'm going to move this back just a little bit, and now I'll secure it. Okay, let's kind of fluff this out. So now I've got all these different tails. I can either keep all these tails, or if I have too many, then I can cut them off. But we're gonna curl them. And I want some shorter than the others because I kind of want this layered effect of my ribbons coming down. The other thing you can do, you can make these toppers and put them in your shop, or you can design them for your clients and just sell the toppers to go on their lanterns. And I've done that. I've had people tell me what color their lanterns are, how tall their lanterns are, and then just kind of design them. A lot of times I'll send them pictures of the ribbons that I'm thinking of putting in their lantern, on their bow and their design, and they can tell me if they like them and stuff like that. But they're just a fun thing to do. Okay, I got to turn this for a minute because I got to see how it's looking there. Okay, I want to add a couple of my ghosts. Even though I could stop right now, I could stop right now if I wanted to, but I've got these ghosts and I really want to use them, so we're gonna try them and see how they work. Most of this stuff I got from either Sims or from Hobby Lobby. Oh yeah, we gotta put some ghosts in it. I have to let him dry a little bit. I think this ghost I might have to cut down just a little bit, but we'll see. So all I did is I just cut the bottom part off, and I'm just going to glue this into my ribbons and stuff. Whoops, I pulled them out. There we go. Okay, I gotta stand back just for a minute. See how. Okay. See how much more it added to the topper by just putting. I gotta move that over because that Christmas wreath I just did kind of is interfering that you can't see it very well. I'll just hold it up. But see how by adding those little ghosts, it just kind of gave it that little added feature in it. Let me kind of space these out. I'm going to put a few things behind the ghost, that top ghost, because he looks like he's floating out there by himself. Much better. Okay, I added some twigs behind the ghost just to kind of give it a little bit more texture behind the ghost up there. So like I said, I'm going to put in some Halloween stuff down here, probably a witch, no, probably maybe a ghost or something like that. I'll put a candle in. I may either do some orange or some purple little lights to go in there also. And I think when I put this on my table with the trick or treat, with the napkins, and then tie in the hat along next to the lantern, I think it's really gonna look really, really cute. And I'll take some pictures also of when I get done with my hat. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put some more pics in there, and I'm gonna do a bow that's gonna kind of be matching with my lantern in the bottom of my hat here, because you notice the hat just has a real small little black and then two of the little purple. I want it to stand out more. So guys, that's what I had planned for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I know it was kind of quick, but lanterns are a pretty fast way of doing it. It's a fun, creative way. If you really haven't done a lot of bows and things like that, this is a perfect thing to do, is just to make some of your loops any length. Like I said, I have some the loops going up here. I have some with my loops coming down. I trailed my ribbons long from the long going up short, so it kind of makes it fuller. What I really like is I don't like seeing a ton of the lantern. I like having some of this come down to kind of soften the edges. So like I said, I will take pictures once I get my table setting done so you guys can see everything. If you've liked what you've seen, please go out and follow me on my Facebook page. I also have a YouTube channel, Door Designs. I would love to have you guys subscribe. And don't forget to check out Katie at Crazy Maisie Creations and Melissa from Burlap Boutique. Thank you for joining me on 3 Gal Thursdays, and I'll see you next week. Take care. Bye.